tag a few of you. Tag, you're it. Tag, 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 tag. All right, I could go crazy. Let's leave it at that for now. Sorry, there we are. Hello! I see Aubrey and Stephanie and Mitchell. Hello! Happy Friday! Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Nicole, hello! Hello, darling, how are you? How is your day? I see Rebecca. And Christine. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know why I'm singing everything, it's just, it makes me so happy. Hi! Yay! So good to see you guys. I'm getting over like a little throat thing, so if my throat gets kind of scratchy. I'm prepared though, I have some tea. Hi Kelly and Vicky and Heather and Tasha. Aw, Nicole, that makes me so happy. I was too. I see Glenn. Hi Vicky, it's so good to see you. And Kelly, hello. Oh, happy Friday. Welcome to this beautiful space tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My heart is just full with the amount of people that are live streaming and sharing their gifts. Like I just love it. Facebook is filled with people, you know, playing music and sharing their day and thoughts, and it's become a really beautiful community through all of this sort of gnarly stuff that's going on. We have really found some beautiful space to be with each other and create. And thank you guys so much for showing up tonight. Hi Stephanie, yes, I see you. I'm so happy to be here with you too. Yay! I just love it. I love how much people are sharing their gifts and their creativity during this time. I think it's super important. So thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for showing up for art and for, you know, supporting people that are still, you know, the little guys working it, doing it, even with everything on lockdown. So I really appreciate you. And my intention for tonight is to bring some levity and some joy to your day and a little ease. I'm going to be doing art journaling, which is actually something I taught, golly, 12-ish years ago. It's been a while. Hi Marisol, it's good to see you. I never thought I would be reteaching art journaling, honestly. It's something I love teaching, and it's something that I continue to do on my own over the years. I still carry an art journal with me in my purse or my bag every day. And it's something that's been really dear to my heart over the years. But I was feeling really called to share something that would be really potent for you, would be really healing, and a safe place for you guys to express your feelings and your thoughts, and also have some fun and some creative space. So I was feeling really called to do some art journaling, and tonight I'm gonna share some of my journals with you. I have a ton of art journals from, you know, times 12 years. I'm going to share just a few with you, and I'm going to be back again on Friday, same time next Friday, and we're going to be diving in even deeper into journaling. We're going to actually begin our journals together then, and I'm really excited to be with you guys and go on this journey with you. It has. It's crazy, isn't it? I Googled soul journaling because it's been a really long time since I've even looked at the site, honestly. I went back and I reread. I'm getting ahead of myself. So let me tell you first what soul journaling is, because Vicki, obviously, she's been there for the ride. But about 12 years ago, I started an art journaling blog, and I called it Soul Journaling. It was 22 days of prompts. There was a prompt every day, and there were step-by-steps on how to make your own soul journal. And it was kind of before art journaling was super popular, and a lot of people had never heard about it before. And it kind of became a thing. Everybody got really excited about it, and I even got published in a couple magazines with my journals, and it was a really, really fun time. Those original 22 prompts manifested several classes that I did, advanced techniques, journaling classes, and other fun stuff. So it was a really, really cool time. Eventually, I decided to go bigger in my artwork, and slowly went bigger and bigger to where I am today, where I'm making these 6 foot by 4 foot large pieces live. So it's been an interesting journey. Oh, I see Jackie. Mwah. Love you, darling. I'm so happy you're here. Oh, Gabriella, yay. Oh, my girls are here. Yay. Yay. So soul journaling is it was something that actually got me through a lot of really hard times. I don't want to get into stories. I'm not so much into spreading sob story kind of stuff, but let's just say that there was a lot of hard things going in my life, and art journaling in particular was an amazing outlet for that. And honestly, it grew me a lot as an artist, because it was my way of practicing techniques in a really safe way, because you can do a lot of art in journals, and you don't have to invest in a big canvas, a big thing, and then everybody's looking at it, so you can have this journal that you close up at the end of the day, and your thoughts and your techniques and things are safe. And it really allows for a sense of play and a sense of freedom, probably like no other art that I can think of, because this art journal is for you. It's for you. It's not for somebody else. It's not to sell later. It's just art for you. So it can be anything that you want it to be or need it to be. Thank you for the love. Yay. So I want to mention also briefly my Patreon group. Some of my patrons are here in the feed, and I'm so blessed and thrilled to see you guys. Without your support, I wouldn't be doing videos like this, and it means so much to me. You can sign up for my Patreon, by going to patreon.com/Sarah Whitmire. And even for $2 a month, which is, fairly affordable, you can see lots more live videos of me doing art, and you'll join our special private Facebook group where I share more private things about myself, and I go in deeper into my practices, and we have a lot of fun together. We've become quite a wonderful family, and we would love for you to join us there. I want to do a really quick shout out to my patrons, because I really appreciate you guys so much. I just want to name your name in this space so that you really feel recognized, because I do really appreciate you. Aubrey, thank you so much. Barbie, thank you so much. Logan, Debbie, Gabriella, thank you guys. Hannah, Jackie, Jefferson, thank you so much. Jessica, Nicole, Carrie, Lisa, thank you guys so much. Morgan, Sarah, Skaja, Rin, thank you so much. Shar, Edie, Muriel, and Sherry, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for holding this space for me. Hi, Tampa friends. Hi, Tampa friends. All right. I got a wand hanging out here. I like to make wands. I like to make a lot of things too. I really came from mixed media. I started off working for companies like Alpha Stamps and even bigger companies like Rub and Buff and Kurtaki, Zig pens and things like that. And I was on several design teams where, you know, companies would send me their products and I would have to make something from them. So I got a chance to use a lot of different art supplies, and I did a lot of experimentation, and it seems pretty organic what I'm doing back here, but I have a real working knowledge of like what works well over something else and under something else, and a lot of that comes from art journaling. It was a wonderful education, and you learn a lot about yourself and you learn a lot about the materials as you go. I have just so many awesome tips for you guys. I have just so much. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. Oh, I love you. Thank you. Where should we start? Well, first of all, I kind of want to talk about what you guys are gonna need for next Friday, some supplies and things. I want you guys to just be almost overwhelmed tonight. I want to give you so many creative ideas that you feel really full, and then you spend the next week thinking like, oh, maybe I could use this for art. Maybe I can use this for art. Oh my God, I can use this for art, So that's my intention tonight. Yeah. You're going to be looking at your trash totally different after tonight. You're going to be like, oh, that's a cool wrapper. I might save that for art journaling. I love it. Hi, Mary. It's so good to see you. Yay. Have another little sip of tea. Maybe if we're lucky, by the end of the night, I'll have that sexy frog voice. Ugh, ribbit. So, next Friday we will be starting really diving into our journals, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to revisit, this is kind of kooky, but I think it's a really fun idea. I want to revisit the original 22 prompts with you guys, because I feel like it's been, over a decade since I've done those prompts, and I want to know what they look like now, who I am now as an artist. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and also they're all online too if you guys want to kind of dive ahead and look at it. The website is very, very old though, I will warn you. It's it's lovely and old. I was blonde back in the day when I was doing soul journaling. It kind of looks like this. So if you see this, whoop, whoop, there you go. You're at the right spot. That's what souljournaling.com looks like. So you can find all the 22 prompts that we will be doing, but they're not really going to be that much like this. It's going to be a totally new twist. But if you want to like work ahead this week, or you want to just check some stuff out, feel free. There's embarrassing photos of me. There's all kinds of juicy stuff. So Nathan, I see you. Yay! Hello, darling. And I see Anna and Missy. Yeah. Back in the day, Vicky. Yep, that website, we just never took it down, you know, because every once in a while I still get people who send me an email saying like, I did your soul journaling and I never wanted to take the site down. Yes, please share. Please, please, please. This is open to everybody. Yeah, this is my gift to you guys. You know, soul journaling has always been something that I just wanted to give because it really has meant that much to me in my journey, and really has been a tool of healing in ways that I can't even describe. It really is super powerful. Yeah, oh, thank you for sharing, Vanessa. Yep, that's the link. Yes. Yes, it's a very old and, you know, wild site, but I love that it's still up there for you guys. Do I even have my original journal out here? I don't think I do. I'll bring it out next time. So first, I want you guys to think about what you might journal with. You can take the easy route and you could purchase a journal. Now I know a lot of people aren't leaving their house right now, and that might be a little difficult to do. If you do purchase a journal, I mean, they have them on Amazon. This is the one that I'm going to be working with. This is the Strathmore Mixed Media Journal, and the reason why I chose this one is because the pages are really nice and thick, so you can paint directly on these mixed media pages without them like leaking and getting all funny and weird. Also, this cover is really thin. It almost feels like a faux leather. And I like to cut into it. So this is the same journal that I have cut into the cover, and it's thin enough that you can do that. I actually have some awesome journaling kits available for my patrons in Chalice level, and I still have a few more. You have to I only have enough for you know, a handful of people though, so I ask that if you do buy them off of my Etsy site that you're in Chalice, they come with one of these journals and like a whole giant pack of ephemera and cool stuff. So I have those available. But what I really want to encourage you guys to think about is how to make your own journal. And the reason being is something I've learned over the years is that when you make something from scratch, you know, from the start, it actually has a lot more meaning and a lot more power to it. And actually is way cooler, like way, way cooler. Hold on one second. It says my battery is low. It is plugged in. What are you talking about? Let's try it one more time. Okay. So one of my very favorite ways to make a journal is to use paper bags. And I have several. Here's one. Oh, there we go. Here's one that I made with paper bags back in the day. And it might even be hard to see how I did it because it's so chocked full of stuff. But these were lunch-sized paper bags. Hold on, let me turn it around for you guys. Lunch-sized paper bags. And I just laid, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3 paper bags on top of each other, and I stitched down the middle. You don't have to stitch down the middle. You could also, I think I stitched and it looks like I punched some holes too. I also did some hole punching. But there's many different ways you can attach them all together. I don't want you guys to get too caught up on methods. I'm going to really encourage you guys to use your intuition on this. If you get totally stuck, you can always Google, you know, book binding, but it's not hard. It's not hard. You just want them to not, you know, fall apart. You can hand stitch it down the center. If you don't mind kind of messing up a needle, you can use your sewing machine. That's what I did. Just stitch 3 bags together. And what I like about doing journaling out of bags is you have all these cool hidden secret places. So like here, this is the top opening to the bag and stuff is already falling out. But I have like secret stuff hidden inside here, inside the bag. And then on the bottom of the bag, you know, where this would be open, it gives you like a little cool flap. So see, you can see the bag. It gives you a cool little flap so you can like you can tuck stuff underneath there. So to make this journal, I just used 3 lunch bags and that's it. And then I, you know, had a lot of different paper and ephemera and different weird stuff, but the base of it is only 3 bags. So that's one way to make a journal with paper bags. Here's another little one that I didn't even finish this one, but this is also, I think, let's see, 1, 2, this is 3 paper bags. And you can see these are smaller ones. These are like little gift bags. So same idea. There's the opening of the bag. You can really see there's the bag there, and I just stitched up the center. And I was gonna, I think, attach some things. I poked some holes in there. But paper bags are awesome. So these are using full paper bags. And here's another one. I didn't dig it out, but this is from Somerset Studio, like way back in the day. This is one that I did. It was a holiday one. Same idea. It's a Christmas paper bag book. You can see that. So paper bags are fun. I really like them. And okay, this one's really cool. So this book, this is probably my favorite method. This book is also paper bags, but these are the larger Publix bags. All right, just like this. Regular bags, and I just cut strips. So this is literally like, see, you could cut it in half and just cut strips. And maybe I'm gonna probably do that in a minute, and I'll do a little demo for you and show you exactly how I did it. But that's how this book was made. These are just strips of paper bag. Again, I stitched this up the middle. And I really like paper bag because this one you can look at this way. I think I did both types of pages in this book, so you could look at them long ways and you can look at them sideways. How did I do the binder? So it's literally like I took this on the machine and I put, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of paper bag, and then I just took it through the machine just on a regular stitch, and before I had any paint or anything on it, it was just plain paper, and I ran it through the machine and I just stitched a little row right up the center. That was it. You can also hand stitch it if you don't have a machine. You could just do a little quick little running stitch. That's all you need. That's all you need, and that's it. And you can add extra stuff if you want, but that's all it really needs to keep it together. And I like the paper bag because you don't have to prime it too much. It's not super absorbent, and it really takes techniques well. It takes paint well, and I think as far as like use what you got situation, it's probably my favorite type of journal, and it feels really nice. Like they're kind of flat. And I like the size. This is a really nice size. So, oh Barbie, you can't even sew a straight line. I can't sew either, honey. I can't sew either. You just take the needle and you go up, down, up, down, up, down, and make sure there's a knot on each side. If you can't sew, I would say duct tape. Duct tape I have some journals that are duct taped too. I'm going to show you lots of different options, okay? I'm going to totally overwhelm you here so you have lots of ideas before the night's done. I do have some journals here that are just taped together, so I'll get to those in a minute. Duct tape is your friend. It's really strong. It works well. You could easily tape it, or you could staple it, or you could hole punch it and run some pretty ribbons through it. Awesome. Tape. Yeah. So yeah, you don't have to know how to sew. I honestly don't know how to sew either. I only use my machine for like stitching straight lines through journals. But I definitely have some things here too that you don't have to sew. Okay. Let's see. Let me show you when you don't have to sew. So paper bags, let's see, we did that. These are, I also really like boxes. So boxes, just random boxes, cereal boxes, cookie boxes, any of those kinds of things. You can use these as journal covers. You can use regular copy paper and boxes for journal covers. You can use regular Amazon boxes. These are actually pretty cool. If you peel off some of the paper, they actually can have like some really nice texture. Yeah, Tasha, needle and thread. You know, if you really want, maybe I can do a little side video of like how to stitch it. It's just a simple running stitch. Just, you know, make sure there's a knot on each side and just go up, down, up, down, up, down through the papers. Yeah. So boxes are awesome. This is a journal. It is not sewn. This guy, I use lots of tape. And this is a ice cream cone box. I just thought they were super cute, and I tied a string around it. These were really fun to make. I think I had the most fun making these. I didn't hardly even journal in them. I just thought they were so pretty. This is an accordion style book. So it just goes on and on and on like this. Ba-ba-bum. And the pages are just simply taped together. So let me flip it around here so you can see. Some of this is just washi tape, which is just like a decorative Japanese tape. Some of these tapes, getting caught in my rings. Some of these tapes are just duct tape. The covers are just duct taped on, so you can see the back of the ice cream box there. It's just that brown, and this is just duct tape. So I just basically cut paper and box, you know, tops to size, and just did a little easy accordion thing, and that's this whole journal is accordion. So some of these papers, you know, I painted on before I put them in the book. There's some, you know, and some of them are mail. So like this one looks like it's a part of an envelope. And look at this, there's Pringles. You get hungry, look at this. Pringles. And what is this, sour cream and onion? And there's even some paper bag mixed in here. Some paper bag. And some photocopies. I like to save the paper, like when I make a mistake when I'm printing out something, I'll save that paper, and they used to go into my journals, you know, when I was doing a lot more of that. Now I have a lot of journals, but you can definitely use copy paper. So the accordion books are really cool and really easy, and if you got tape, you can absolutely do one of those guys. That's one. I have several accordion books. Like, I was obsessed with making them. I just had so much fun with making them for a while. This guy again has like scrapbook paper and mail and interesting things. You know, you can look for patterns everywhere, anywhere. You're gonna start looking at your trash differently. This was advertising from like a scrapbook company. And you can use so much stuff. So this is a piece of wrapping paper right here. These polka dots is just wrapping paper. And then again, they were just all cut to the same size, or almost. And then we just put a piece of tape in between them, just like that, a little piece of tape. And I think I varied the tape. This tape is just regular masking tape. Most people have masking tape. You don't have to have fancy tape. Masking tape works fabulous. So masking tape, regular Scotch tape. If you have fancy tapes, that's fine too, but you don't need them. I also really like the foil repair tape for air conditioners. Sometimes you can find that in your garage. It's like a metal tape. I know I have it on something here. Let's see. Well, it's on here, but that tape is fabulous. So it's just an air conditioning repair tape. Usually you have it around, well, I know it's gonna come up. I don't see a good example of it right this minute. It'll come up, but that's an awesome tape too. I have too many books around me. I'm like swimming in books. So anyway, I have a lot of these beautiful accordion books. I'm actually going to gift one of these because I didn't really journal in them. I just had so much fun making them. I'm going to gift one of these accordion books to my patrons. So that will be, we're going to be diving even a little bit deeper into the magical side of art journaling on April 4th as part of my studio sessions with my patrons, and I will be gifting one of these journals to one of them. So if you want to sign up for a Patreon, I would love to have you. We would love to have you. We're going to be doing deeper journaling. We're going to be talking about using plant medicine with our journals, making our own incense, and really like diving into the magical spiritual side if you're into that kind of thing. Let's see. Okay, another really awesome idea. This journal is made from a magazine. This was actually a anthropology magazine. I like the anthropology magazines because their pages are kind of thick. And so this is just an old magazine. This is an old magazine, and this was actually the cover of it, and I kept that because I liked it and I painted all around it. And some of the girls in the magazine, I really liked their outfits and I thought that they were fun, so I saved some of those things. And this is just an old magazine. I will say that things like magazines, you know, having some acrylic paint is awesome when you're working with things that are kind of slick like magazines. I will go into watercolor later, and I'm going to encourage you guys to make some of your own watercolors too out of found things around your home. Magazines are really good for acrylic. Watercolor can kind of slip around on them and get kind of messy, but magazines, it's super awesome. It's a great way to recycle, and they feel really nice. They've got a great size to them, and they're really fun to art journal with. So you're gonna be looking at your mail and looking at your trash and thinking, what am I gonna make of this? Here's another idea. This journal was made, you can kind of tell, it was an old Corona, a Corona box. So it was a beer box. I saved the box, and oh, you can see it even better on the back. Here it is, Corona Light. Corona, and this I think was just duct tape, Barbie, so, or was it also stitched? So this was duct tape, and it has one stitch. Let me show you, just to hold it together. I have one piece of thread that just came up here through the through all of them and one through here, and then I just tied it. So it's just like up and then tie. It's like one stitch that's holding this guy together, just to make it extra strong. And then this top part is, like I said, made from a Corona box and duct tape. I duct taped all around the edges here. That pink that you see is duct tape, and then there's some paint over it. And so these were just, like I said, copy paper that were messed up, and I didn't want to throw them out. So this whole journal is made with copy paper and a Corona box. So that's like another cool way to make an art journal. Let's see, what else do I have? This one's pretty. I like the cover on this one. This one, again, was that same stitch. It just came up through the center once. Let me see, I'm looking for the center. You really like don't overthink these. I don't want to do like detailed how-tos because you guys are super smart. You'll probably even come up with something better than me. You know, it's you want them to be very intuitive. So again, this was I think copy paper that I painted, and this is just a stack of copy paper that I threw some paint and stuff on, and I just put the needle up, and tied a knot right there. That's it. That's the whole binding on this guy. That's it. Fishing line might work, yeah. I've never tried fishing line, but that sounds like a good option. It'd be real strong, right? As long as the knot stayed tight, you know? Which I guess that's the whole point of fishing, because you don't want to lose your hook, so. I think that would be a really good option. I think this is just embroidery thread, usually fancy book binding, and I've dabbled in the fancy book binding, but usually I would just take embroidery thread and take like a candle and just put a little wax on it to make it a little bit stronger. You can buy fancy like wax coated threads for book binding, but I'm kind of low maintenance. I'd rather just use what I have. What kind of paint is on that one? Those are probably just cheap craft acrylics, like these guys. For art journaling, what are these, Apple Barn? Or for art journaling, I prefer the kind of cheaper paints. When I'm painting the big paintings behind me, I use more expensive like Liquitex and stuff like that. But, excuse me, let me just take a sip. For art journaling, I'm gonna go more into the painting, but these guys have fillers in them, and they actually make the paint a little bit more chalky, which gives the page a little bit more tooth. So if you're gonna write things on the page, also it kind of prevents the pages from sticking together, which could be a little tricky and something I'll help you guys navigate. So just cheapo paints, like whatever you got. And again, I'm gonna be giving you some kind of cool options to making your own pigments too. I'm just reading your comments here. Travel journaling style and tying the elastic around the spine. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, you can definitely do that too. You don't have to bind it all together to start, you know. And in fact, if you have like a lot of drawings and things, you can just kind of keep them together, and then eventually when you're done, put them all together. I'm sorry, I'm just reading your comments here. Nathan, your phone is frozen. Well, hopefully I'm not in a weird, like, you know, a weird face. Missy, strips of leather, yeah. I love leather, yep. Yep. So, this guy, again, was just painted paper. This one is the same business. These were just bigger. I love this journal, look how pretty. spend a moment with this one. I put a little mesh screen action on there. I just like this one a lot. I liked working on it. It was pretty. This one again is just paper that I painted. Let me see if I can find the center. This again was just that basic like one up stitch. That one up stitch. Just pull it up there, tie it in the center. And this was a stack of paper that I just kind of went to town with the paint, sliding around, and we'll do some of these techniques together as we progress in our art journaling goodness. We'll get like up to our elbows in paint, and it'll be really fun. And I have a lot of fun techniques and textures and things to share with you guys. So yeah, this is also a really nice option for a journal. It probably started as this paper feels maybe like it was drawing paper, like out of a notebook or an artist sketchbook before I put paint on it. It feels a tiny bit thicker. But I can really help you guys work around anything too, and I'm here for answering any questions that you have. And like, you know, like I said, I'm all for using what you have. Even if you have journals that have like really thin pages and lines, like I can help you with those. Even some of those kinds of journals can be really fun. Like this one, this is like literally a 50-cent composition notebook journal. Back in the day, I did some classes with these guys, but like when they have back to school sales, I used to stock up, and like it's just lined paper. So I mean, this is about as thin as it gets as far as journaling, and you do have to like work around it a little bit. There's some, you know, some priming and stuff you have to do if you're going to want to put a lot of paint on it. But I know all the tricks, and I'm going to help you guys. So, but these are really fun. They've got beautiful thick covers. So the covers are really nice. You can really do a lot of painting on them, and they become a really sturdy journal in the end. If you guys just have a regular notebook, we can totally make that into a beautiful piece of art. This was a more traditional. This was a more traditional little pre-made spiral bound situation. Checking out your comments here. Looks like you're tagging each other. I love that. Yay! Yeah, that was so this was a spiral bound situation, and this actually had pretty thin paper in it too when I started. It probably was pretty similar to the lined notebook paper. And you know, once you put some paint on it, it gets a little thicker, especially like, you know, if you do some collage work. This is some, is it collage? No, I drew that. There's some collage paper on it. Oh look, there's popcorn. Speaking of cool things to make into art, this is a part of a popcorn bag. Listen to the pop to know when to stop. So this is just a regular notebook. I did some experiments in here. I got some new paints and I wanted to try them out and see what they looked like on paper. So this has some cool painting experiments. This was really like a free-form journal. It was just kind of everything, all the things. I'll show you a few pages of this guy. Let's see. More numbers. I actually don't even like fully know what's in these. They're all good. This one was neat. This is, I love this. This is like a super cool texture. This was a doily. I don't know if you guys can see that. You know, like those paper doilies? This is I spray painted it. I was using it as a stencil, and then it became background in one of my journals. And see, I've got some tea bags, little Gratitude is the open door to abundance. Got a little tea bag situation there. The colors on this one are really pretty. I like that one a lot. And then I've got tape on the end of it. This is just stapled on. Some old comic book Kool-Aid. I don't know what that is. It's weird. You start looking around for stuff. You find interesting Kool-Aid wrappers. And I don't even drink Kool-Aid. I don't know how I found that, but right? Well, good. Like I said, I was hoping to almost overwhelm me with ideas tonight, and then we'll kind of we'll ground in next Friday by doing some prompts and some techniques. This has got some fortune cookie wrappers and some magazine pictures. So, like magazine pictures and interesting little bits and bobs. And you probably have all that you need to make an art journal. I'm really not encouraging people to go out and buy a lot of things. I actually think that in some ways, like, the less that you have, the more soulful your art is. When you go and you buy all the matchy perfect things, and I don't know, it just loses something. So looking around and being really creative with your surroundings and using what you have in new ways, I think it adds a lot of soul and feeling and depth to your work. This was me just trying out new pens. I wanted to see different pens. Kind of a cool page. This looks like a top for a wine bottle. It was kind of neat and interesting. I also like to keep little bags and things in here. Sometimes I would even stick little ephemera pieces. That's probably what this is. So this was off of a beer box, and I kept little bits and things in here so that I could go back later and add them. I've got some map stuff, some atlas paper, and this is just a little muslin bag that looks like I've stapled it in here. So I've got a little keeper. I always like little secrets and little interactive things in journals. I think it's really fun when they're really interactive. And this is kind of cool. These are some interesting photos from a catalog or a fashion magazine, and some interesting photos that I cut out. So this is a cool one. There's a lot going on. Got some. This was I used this a couple times. This is actually a fake flower, like a fabric flower that I sort of dissected. I don't know if you can see, but I've painted on it, and I've even drawn on it. And I think it's brother, or it's sister rather. It was on one of these other books. Let's see. Where did you go? Where did you go? Did I lose you already? I'm literally surrounded by journals everywhere. Where did you go? I think it was on the Corona one. I don't know. It's around here someplace. I'll find it. So anyway, you can use some fake flowers and sort of take those apart. This has a little piece of fabric in there. It's an interesting little fabric. Whoop. There's Buddha. So this was a really fun one. And again, it was just a traditional little notebook kind of situation, and I painted all over it, and it became a really fun journal. One of the cool things about having journals with the sort of spiral bound is you can tie ribbons and fun things to that, and it makes them really pretty. Hi, Sarah! You're never late. You're never late. You're perfectly on time. You're perfectly on time. I'm gonna pause for a moment. So, something else you might want to think about. I mean, we're going to sort of do, you know, the more traditional soul journaling together, but just because I'm doing that doesn't mean you have to do that. Please don't feel like you have to follow the rules. I'm like a giant rule breaker myself. So if I do a prompt that does not jive with you, or you're just like, I don't really feel that, just don't do it. Don't worry about it. You can definitely do your own thing. And I'm just here to kind of inspire you and spark some ideas. This journal was all about fairies. So theming a journal can be a lot of fun. Like thinking about, instead of just sort of a random soul journal where you're sort of diving in, maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe that's too much. Maybe just doing like a theme would be really fun. So this is all about fairies, and this journal, I was really into fibers for a while. It has a lot of stuff tied onto it. The covers of this book are actually canvases. They are, you know those little cardboard canvases you can get like at Michael's, are usually pretty cheap. So the covers are actually little cardboard canvases that I hole punched with like a probably a professional hole puncher situation. And then the inside of this guy is just watercolor paper. So I made a kind of a hardcover journal with the kind of cheapo canvas, and it has watercolor paper inside. I'm going to show you. It's kind of pretty. It's got one of my favorite poems by William Butler Yeats, The Stolen Child. I love that poem, and I love the version. There's a song by Lorena McKinnon that she sings this poem, and it just like, it's one of my favorites, and it definitely makes me think of fairy energy. Yeah, canvas boards, yep, and they make a really nice sturdy cover. So this is a really cute fairy journal, all about fairies. Some cute little pictures, ephemera. You can also go online too and like print out, like if you want to do a theme, but obviously maybe you don't have a whole lot of fairy stuff sitting around, you can go online and put in like fairy clip art, or you know, free fairy art. You can find a lot of interesting like images and stuff. God, I used to know all the dates, but if it was before 1800s, or I forget what the cutoff is, but if it's old enough, it's actually free to the public. So a lot of the masters paintings and stuff is free to use in your art now, but it has to be like before a certain date. There's some copyright stuff, and there's also awesome companies like Alpha Stamps, who I worked for a long time, and I actually don't know. I'm assuming they still sell like collage sheets and stuff that are copyright free. A lot of these I got from them when I was working with them. They have beautiful collage sheets with themes and stuff like that. So this is a really fun journal. I love the fairies. And it has little pockets and stuff to pull things out of, because interaction was always really important to me. Let's see. So themed journals could be fun. Doing a nature journal would also be really fun. Somerset Studio, Seth Apter and I, a bunch of years ago, did a nature-inspired collaboration